today I'll be installing off-road lights on my vehicle and walking through the wiring process. So here I am, I'm out at my FJ Cruiser. I've got a custom relay box that I've installed here. And I won't be talking about wiring that in depth. I have a video clip that should be popping up right now, and in that video clip I explain in more detail how relays work. It's just a little animated tutorial of how relays work. Basic relay wiring. So that's the same wiring that I followed when I wired this in. And it's basically just there's a positive wire that comes off the relay, and then there's a signal wire that comes from the very small, it's a 24 gauge signal wire that comes from switches that I have in the interior, and that's running through this. And for all the triggers for all the relays, I'm running, it's a Cat 5 wire. It's an Ethernet cable, plugs into your computer, and that's there's 8 24 gauge wires that are inside this little this white cable. I'm about to play a little unboxing clip when I opened up these. Right, this is how these lights come in the box, and these were like $45 on Amazon. Glass cover, this plastic cover on the front, it says Super 4x4. What I'm probably going to do is take my hacksaw and cut these words out, just with how they want you to wire this. But typical fog lights, 2 wires, is positive and negative on this one, positive and negative on this one. This is the button that you would mount on your dash. You can just peel the sticker off, mount it somewhere. I'm not going to use this, but this is how they want you to wire it. So connect that. Red connects to the battery. This white one connects here. You have a little fuse here. You have a ground, and so that the relay operates. These 2 plugs and these 2 connect to the lights. This wire diameter is a little smaller than I would like. I'm going to cut this off and then probably just use the wires from here and wire them straight into my fuse box if this reaches my little fuse and relay box that I have set up. So the clip that I just showed was me unboxing these, and I managed to cut off the little Super 4x4 words that were in the middle of the light. I think it looks a lot better with it just having a gap right there. This wire loom that they sent with this, it's a little bit short, and I want a larger wire size anyway. So I will be upgrading the wire size to this, and I'll be snaking it around areas, trying to avoid sharp metal and things that are hot, like the radiator. But what I'm going to do, I'm planning on running the wire. I'm running it so behind the brush guard, and I've already started running it there. So I'm running it behind the brush guard. I'll have one light there, and then one light there. This is called the header panel. So there's a little hole behind the headlight, and then I'll be running the wire around behind the washer fluid reservoir and into this and into the fuse box. Soldering everything together. I recommend soldering everything if you're doing any kind of custom wiring. Always solder. But I'm going to time lapse all of that, and then I'm just going to find somewhere to connect the ground. Somewhere, like I see there's a little 10mm bolt hole right there, and it'll be the same gauge wire that I'm using here whenever I ditch the other wire. So the gauge wire that this came with, it looks like it's 18 gauge, which is right at the limit to what you could run on for fog lights. Pretty simple wiring. It's not too terribly complex. Anybody can do it if you just know basics of what positive and what negative is. You don't really have to understand that much of how a relay operates. The next video after this, I'll be talking about my roof lights. So I'll be wiring in the roof lights so whenever I put it in reverse at night, I'll see a little bit better behind me. The rest of this is probably going to be time-lapse with me talking here and there. So I've got my lights mounted to the bumper, to the brush guard, I should say. And then I just have to, now I just have to connect, so the 2 positive wires, the one coming off of each light, I just have to wire them into my wires that I have here. I'm going to use the connectors that are off of this old harness that I'm not using. I'm going to route the connectors from that and then use those to connect to the lights, run that to the fuse box, and then test them out, make sure it works. So I cut some of the sheathing off of this wire loom that came with it. So when I cut these end connectors off, I could just cut the sheathing and then slide it up. It'll help me, since my wire color is green, it'll help me better conceal this bright green wire color, so it won't be as obvious as the green would. pretty sure my soldering iron just doesn't work anymore. Oh well. Alright, I managed to attach it to that bolt that I wanted to attach it to. It's part of the brush guard. That's it. The lights are on. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just going around and feeling the smallest diameter wires. See if there's any heat. Wherever the smallest part of the wire is most likely where any heat would develop. And none of them are even starting to get warm yet. This wire size is the same diameter as where it's going into the lights. Alright, and there we have it. The off-road lights seems like it took forever to install. I had problems with my with routing the wires back to the fuse box because I was trying to get it through a nice little rubber grommet, the same one that the parking light uses to go through that. So I used that, and then I don't know, just having trouble with my soldering iron. But walking over here to the switch, so switches that I installed, so that's them. Light on the bottom, light on the top. Lights on. I do like to look at the front end with the lights. It adds a lot to the front. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching this. Make sure you just, I don't know, like, subscribe, comment, leave suggested ideas, and God bless you guys. Check out that video that I had. Check out that video that I had pop up. Check out that video that I had pop up earlier with relays and explanation of how they work.